hearing from her for too long. Okay, thanks very much. Sorry to have bothered you.
Is Miss Capwell here, Dave?
No, I'm sorry, Inspector Castillo, she isn't.
Well, have you heard from her? You have an idea when she's expected?
No, she hasn't called in today at all.
I see. Okay, thanks.
Hello, Cruz.
Kirk? Seems like I run into you every place I go. What are you doing here?
Waiting for someone. He hasn't shown up yet. Be glad to buy you a drink as long as I'm waiting.
No thanks.
Well, I've got something to say to you, too. Might be of some benefit to you.
I'll run the risk.
Actually, Eden asked me to find you.
Eden asked you to find me?
Yeah.
Why?
She wanted me to get you a message. So why don't you come on back and get it?
Social preliminaries, and you just give me the message.
Oh, look, a little civility shouldn't tax you all that much, Cruz. Why don't you just loosen up, have a drink with me?
Kirk, I'd rather choke and die.
You know, it's amazing, but Eden's always been telling me about how much finesse you have. How is it that I'm never aware of the evidence of it?
Well, what can I tell you, man? I guess some people just don't bring out the finesse in me. Now, why don't we cut the chit-chat and you just say what you gotta say? If I'm gonna waste my time, I'd rather do it in pleasant company.
You know, I mean, I really doubt that you would have made it in the diplomatic corps.
That's fine. You can eat the message, man. I'll get it from Eden straight.
Oh, come on, Cruz. Now, wait, calm down. Come on back here. Here's what she asked me to tell you.
What are you doing with that?
Well, I'm returning it to you. I mean, Eden isn't interested in marrying you now, Cruz, so she thought maybe you'd just like to have it back. She asked me to be ring bearer. Anyway, that's the delivery right there. There's a message that goes along with it. She wanted me to tell you that she's agreed to marry me instead.
You're lying or you're out of your mind?
Oh, come on. Well, whatever you want to think, Cruz, but I mean, it would be easy enough to verify that. I proposed to her and she accepted. I'll tell you what it is. I think that Eden has just realized now that maybe she and I are somehow a little more suitable together than the two of you were. Now, you see how diplomatic I can be? Anyway, in case you're wondering, we haven't set an exact date for this yet, but we're both very anxious to make sure it takes place as soon as possible. Naturally, we'd be pleased if you'd attend. Or to be perfectly frank, you see, she'd be pleased. I'd be willing.
Hey, don't hit him, man! He is not worth the assault charge.
What are you doing here?
Riding to the rescue.
You know, I think you need just a little bit of time to adjust, Cruz. But in case you are not able to, I mean, I'm very happy to take you on whenever you have some time, all right? But look, I gotta go right now. The gentleman I've been waiting for is waiting for me. Excuse me. Judge Raleigh, Kirk Cranston.
Oh, glad to meet you, Clerk. It's a pleasure to get to know you. Now, your father's told me so much about you.
When there is no way. Listen, man, I'm gonna stick around for a while, see if Eden shows up.
What happens if she does?
Then I'm gonna talk to her and see where that jerk gets off saying he's gonna marry her.
Please use your head here. If he's talking about marriage, he is not lying.
You gonna tell me that Eden could marry a creep like that? Get serious. Unless...
No, unless what? What do you think?
Man, this could be tied up in that thing that almost happened to Mr. C.
But the marriage? I don't see how that computes.
Look, I tell you, I think Kirk is the one who tried to pull the plug and maybe somehow convinced Eden that she did it. It could have happened that way. How do you know it didn't? Maybe he's blackmailing her into marriage.
Well, I know where you were coming from, and you are reaching way out there.
Am I?
Yes, you are.
Maybe Eden's trying to protect him. I could see her doing something like that.
Now, why don't you just face facts? The woman is getting married to another man. Now, your pride is insulted by this. But she's not going to be the first dame that walked out on
you face facts. Eden could never marry Kirk Cranston. I mean, even if she thought she should for some who knows what reason, she'd never go through with it, man. That's the last thing in the world I gotta worry about.
Yeah, that's a load off my mind, anyway. Hey, where are you going?
I'm gonna make a phone call to you.